Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be checking out a new idea, to the last video. If you haven't seen the last video, what I did was I made a scenario for if the Canadian province of Alberta had became an independent country, which in real life they are going through a process right now, which looks like it's leading towards independence. What if Alberta stayed an independent country instead of joining the United States, like it did in the scenario I made last time? It still is going to include the United States a lot, just because they have, you know, really big influence in this specific area. Most of the world too, but like the most of America's influence is going to be in North America. So yeah, guys, do me a favor, and if you haven't done it yet, be sure to subscribe, leave a like down below, and let's get started. So just a quick little recreation of the scenario I did last time. Last time I did have America invade Ontario in a couple parts right here. Like I think I made Supuria out of this bit of land right here, and then Toronto right here. I think even in that video, like that was for fun. It's a video, okay? It's not that deep. I mean, besides like 1812, I don't think the United States has ever tried or will ever try to invade Canada. I just don't see how that's smart or why we would want to. But all this land over here was exchanged diplomatically through buying or purchasing, and then through these guys leaving Canada. So there was no invasion from the United States to get these guys. Quebec, however, left Canada, and these guys came along with Quebec. So that was just a quick little rundown of what the last video was about. As I mentioned last time, Alberta has a little something in common with Saskatchewan, and that is that they are the two most conservative provinces in Canada. They share very similar histories. Um, they're right next to each other. They're known as the Prairie Provinces of Canada. So basically, whatever Alberta wants to do, chances are Saskatchewan's going to follow. So in this situation, we have Saskatchewan joining Alberta. So basically, what I'm saying is that there are two provinces in Alberta right now. There's Alberta and there's Saskatchewan. But Ottawa's not happy with this. I mean, obviously, what message is that sending to other provinces? Because, that's telling Quebec that, Quebec has more differences from the rest of Canada probably than Alberta or Saskatchewan. And they're gone. What's stopping Quebec? I mean, really, what's stopping them? And then there's also British Columbia, Newfoundland, and Labrador. I mean, these guys used to be their own independent countries at one time. So, but for right now, British Columbia and Newfoundland decide, you know what, we're gonna stay here until something tells us that we should do otherwise. But America is still seeking to increase their foothold in the Arctic Ocean. So they are still going to buy the three territories of Canada. Now, the problem with that is Canada, because the United States right now, they can try to make that deal, but Canada still has to accept or reject. So they could accept this offer and lose more land, but gain more money, which honestly, that's probably what they will need. I mean, Alberta is among one of the largest oil producers in the world, and that's as a province of Canada. Imagine what Alberta could do if it were its own independent country. And then there's Quebec, who I believe at one point in history was separate from Canada itself, or at the time I think it was like the Hudson Bay Company territory. But Canada does decide to take the offer. But Canada is still going to take that offer because you know what? They're probably going to need more sources of income with Alberta gone. Then we have a similar situation to last time. Similar problem. British Columbia. They're not the problem, but they have a problem. And that is that they're separated from the rest of Canada by the United States and Alberta. So they'd probably rather join Alberta. But I'm only talking about continental British Columbia, or I think it's called internal BC. You know, Vancouver Island, and then this island up here. I don't know what it's called. Um, they're still British Columbia, but they're only British Columbia because I mean they're still isolated. Next guy we got is Manitoba right here. Uh, he sees what's going on with Alberta. He sees what happened with the territories, and then he sees Canada. And Manitoba is a province that, to put it into American terms, if it were a state, it would probably be a swing state. I don't think it's entirely liberal or conservative. I think it's more in between compared to Alberta. Now, for the sake of this scenario, we're just going to say since this area is the more populated area of Manitoba, it's the most liberal part. Because that will help me with the scenario I'm trying to make right now. And then this part up here, since it's much less populated, it's probably conservative. I don't know if that's how it is in real life or not, but so Manitobans are split because some of them want to stay in Canada, but the more conservative parts of Manitoba would like to join Alberta. And the thing is, Alberta, it does have access to the Pacific, but it would like access to the Hudson Bay too. So Alberta goes to Canada, has a proposal, and that is that they would exchange the top part of Manitoba so that the residents there, well, the majority of the residents there would get what they want and join Alberta, and the rest of Manitoba would get what they want and stay with Canada. But then something a little bit out of the blue, we'll say, happens. The United Kingdom hits up Canada, and they're like, "Hey, bro, what's going on with your land? Like, where's all of it going?" So Canada's like, "Well, some of them joined Alberta, some of them joined the United States, and Quebec left." So then the UK is like, "Don't worry, bro, I got you." And yeah, they sent military help. Yeah, so now we got Canada and the United Kingdom declaring war on Quebec. So Canada's big thing with Quebec is that if they were to happen to lose this fight, they want as much access to Hudson as they can get. So they're going to start by pushing in from Labrador, since that's where the UK would be sending their troops from, guarding the coast mostly, with the occasional land grab right there. But while the UK is over there, Canada is going to be coming in from Ottawa and working their way up to securing some Hudson coastline from Quebec. They are getting more and more coast from Quebec with the help from the United Kingdom. So once Canada and the UK meet up and have Quebec's entire coastline with the Hudson Bay, now's their chance to go after Quebec City, which, if you didn't know, that's the capital of Quebec. But the problem with where they're at right now is the fact that they have a big brother former British colony to the south who, at the current moment, doesn't exactly like wars all that much. Quebec is going to get help from the United States to push back the Canadians and the British. So Canada is forced back into saying goodbye to most of their captures from Quebec. But we actually do see a little bit of pushback, mostly from the UK. And they managed to get this area surrounded and take that over. They're pushing back in hopes to overwhelm America a little bit. Yeah, in the end, yeah, they're the ones getting overwhelmed. So America's goal is to push the Canadians and the British out of Quebec to stop the war, because Quebec in this situation had another referendum in order to separate from Canada in the first place. So they have every right to be their own thing. So push comes to shove, and America does just that and liberates Quebec. So we get to this peace deal, and America gives back a little bit of Nunavut to Canada because, I mean, in the war they were pushing for more access to the Hudson Bay. And the United States did give them back this bottom part of this island that is a part of Nunavut, but they kept most of it because, I mean, the big reason they bought these territories was for Arctic access. The UK's not done, and they are still very determined to getting land back for their pal Canada. But this time it's not Quebec, it's Alberta. So the UK is going to push in the less populated areas, and they are going to succeed pretty well in doing that. They're going to be able to take a good majority of what's over here. But, yeah, the thing is, they were trying to do this without the United States really knowing anything. Um, yeah, that doesn't happen too well when you enter into Alaska and get very close to Juneau. And while the British do capture Juneau for a little bit, they don't capture it long enough for it to have a big effect. Because guess what? Here comes the United States liberating Alberta from British reach. Yeah, I mean, because in real life, officials from Alberta do have good relations with the federal government of the United States, and especially with Alberta being North American. Yeah, that probably wouldn't sit too well. So yeah, but unfortunately, in the end, Canada does end up crumbling. Because next up to leave is Newfoundland and Labrador. And the rest of the Atlantic Canadian provinces decide to join Newfoundland. So since Canada is officially gone, America reclaims their claims in Nunavut, except for this island. If you saw the last video, I think you know why. No, I mean honestly, look at this island. Why is it in Nunavut? It's literally cluttered right up against Ontario, and it is a is it Nunavutian, Nunavutian, Nunivian? Like, why is this island recognized as Nunavut? It's nowhere near Nunavut. And what's left of Manitoba does still want to stick with Ontario, but this won't be Canada anymore. This will literally be Ontario. This would be the national border for most of North America. It's interesting. I like how Quebec has just been unchanged. Uh, Newfoundland gained some provinces. Ontario inhabited like the bottom part of Manitoba. British Columbia is just two major islands. The only part I don't like this part right here with Alaska's Panhandle and interior BC. Oh, I don't like how that looks, but you know what? It's not about how it looks. So now comes the easy part of mapping, in my opinion. Getting their names. So, obviously, we have United. Oh, that's small. Hold on. United States of America. Republic of Alberta. Dominion of Ontario. Republic of Quebec. Then we're going to have direct democracy of British Columbia. Then finally we have Dominion of Newfoundland and the Atlantic provinces. That's gonna be the full name, but obviously most people are just gonna call it Newfoundland. Yeah, that's gonna do it. If you guys enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment. I know you guys left some absolutely beautiful and heartbreaking comments last time. You know, heart melting, you know, such kind words. You know, just love getting comments like that, you know. It's a video, man. Like, seriously. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like down below. Comment down below if you had a different idea. If you have some comments, love to hear from you. Be sure to turn on that bell to get notified next time I upload, which we don't talk about that. But yeah, guys, I will see you in the next video. I'll probably post something in the community post tab every now and then. I don't know when or how often, but I might every now and then. Maybe. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.